Last week, the House of Representatives voted in favor of a set of procedures to govern its impeachment inquiry, laying out a formal process to examine the facts in the deliberate and fair-minded process. But our Republican colleagues keep changing their arguments as to why they're opposed to what the House is doing. First, there needed to be a vote. There was a vote. Second, make it public. Now it's public. Third, there's no quid pro quo. Now there's a quid pro quo, they even admit. And so now they're just saying it's not impeachable. The shifting sands of the Republicans' argument in the House and Senate, which seems to shift all the time, indicates that they don't seem to have a real interest in following the facts to where they lead, but rather just defending Trump regardless of the facts. That's a huge mistake for the Republic and for this Senate and how we should conduct ourselves. So let me elaborate. For weeks, congressional Republicans criticized House Democrats for not scheduling a vote. As soon as the vote was taken, the same Republicans criticized the process once again. Republicans criticized House Democrats for conducting classified hearings, even though the material discussed concerned our national security and Republicans readily participated in those hearings. Then the House voted on the plan for open hearings, and predictably, the same Republicans kept criticizing the process, coming up with even another new argument. The president's allies in Congress then went on to the idea that there was no quid pro quo, which the president himself stated, although he was contradicted by Mr. Mulvaney. And that seemed to be the linchpin of their defense of the president in the last few days and weeks. But now, all of a sudden, knowing maybe what's coming out, all of a sudden our Republican colleagues are saying, yeah, there was a quid pro quo, but it doesn't matter, it's not impeachable. Some of them even think it's not even wrong, which is absolutely absurd. So instead of the shifting sands of defenses of the president on a near daily basis, my Republican friends should let all the facts come out and make their judgments based on the facts. Instead of changing their argument every third day when faced with new facts, they should remain dispassionate and say, we're going to look at the facts, instead of just jumping to find a new defense of the president no matter what the facts. If you're defending the president because there's no quid pro quo and then there is quid pro quo, you should be saying, maybe something's going on here. But no, a new argument pops up. The investigation is not yet complete. Jumping to conclusions before all the facts come out is misguided. It's unbefitting of a senator's role as judge and juror of a potential impeachment case. Now, last night, the president held a political rally in Kentucky with several Republican elected officials, including the junior senator from Kentucky, who publicly and explicitly urged the media to disclose the identity of the federal whistleblower. The president, of course, quickly praised the senator's idea. I cannot stress just how wrong this is. We have federal whistleblower laws designed to protect the identity and safety of patriotic Americans who come forward to stand up for the Constitution. There are members on the other side of the aisle, including senior members and chairs of committees, who have spent their entire careers defending whistleblowers and the laws that protect them and their families. Well, where are they now? I was pleased to hear that my colleague, Senator Thune, spoke out and said whistleblowers must be protected. I believe Senator Grassley has said the same. They're both right. But there should be bipartisan outrage at the public attempts by the president and a member of this body to expose the identity of a federal whistleblower. You don't get to determine when our whistleblower laws apply and when they don't, whether you like what the whistleblower said or whether you don't. They are laws. This whistleblower, whose complaint was deemed credible in an urgent matter by a Trump appointee, is protected by these statutes. Every single member of this body should stand up and say that it is wrong to disclose his or her identity. Our rhetoric can sometimes be overheated. But I'm appalled by these developments. There's no other word for it. We're in a moment of history when Republicans, over only a few weeks, have shifted from saying that no laws were broken to saying that laws were broken, but it's not impeachable, to outright advocating that laws be broken. Where is the internal gyroscope, the clock of decency and honor on the other side? They're twisting themselves in contradictory pretzels to defend this president is going to bounds that we have rarely seen in this body with any party, with any president. I don't understand what sort of effect President Trump has on them. People of integrity and some degree of strength just fold whenever he says something, twist their arguments, change their arguments, do 180-degree hairpins about their arguments, all because they're afraid of telling truth to power, the truth to this president who never likes to hear it.